All right, welcome back. So I started getting vlogs recommended to me on my YouTube, and I'm realizing that a lot of people are doing what I'm doing. I originally started it because, well, a big part is for myself, of course, but also I thought it was niche. I thought it was something that there wasn't too much of. But now I'm seeing there's a lot of people that just put their thoughts on camera and have vlogs like this. And I'm not I what do I think about that? I guess like it kind of scares me because there was this okay. So one of the vlogs that I saw was of a girl who was really depressed and she just couldn't get out of that rut of depression, and so she had a mini little vlog. It almost wasn't a vlog, it was more of a short video, a short story. And so in the vlog, she played piano and she had a montage of all the pictures she's taken on vacation and all the food she's eaten. But she still ends the video on a negative note where she still hasn't resolved it. And I feel like a lot of the vlogs that are going to be put out, a lot of vlog style videos are going to be about emotion, and given that it's after COVID, a lot of them are going to be about depression, and a lot of people are going to be doing it because they're depressed. Honestly, if I think back to it, my original conception of this vlog series was, I would say, because I was depressed. I was seriously considering just getting my emotions on camera out in public just to be validated in some way. And to me, it didn't even matter if it was personal. It, well, when you're depressed, nothing matters. Which can kind of be a superpower because you can do anything. You can do things that are socially unacceptable and you won't care. Like I remember a big one that kind of kept me, so I'll just say it. So asking out girls is a big thing that like nerve wracks a lot of people. It's very difficult for a lot of people to do. And so when I was depressed, I felt like I could do it. I could just there was no I had no nothing holding me back. There was no inhibition. But that's also a bad thing because a lot of times when I was driving, I was thinking like, well, I could just veer off to the side and crash this car, or I could crash into someone else. And what would happen? And when you kind of ruminate on those thoughts, that's not good, I would say, because it's like you could seriously consider it and think it's the optimal thing to do, the best thing to do, the best choice. But you might not be in the most sane mind. But some of the vlogs too that I've been looking at, they're kind of funny. They're just regular non-depressive vlogs. Like one of the vlogs that I saw that had a lot of views for some random reason was something like, I'm going to move to Romania and this is my last cigarette. Something like that. It was really random, and I don't think I ended up watching the video, but the thumbnail itself was just funny, and I saw that it had a lot of views too. I think so. I'm not mad that people are doing the vlogs by any means, but and I still plan on doing this regardless of whether other people do this, because this is more of something that will benefit me, I believe, and make me better at speaking, hopefully, but also somewhat therapeutic. And just even if it's not therapeutic, even if I'm not talking about my emotions, I'm talking about things that I'm interested in, kind of like a I would talk to a friend. So I think that would still be therapeutic in a sense, regardless of whether I include emotional baggage, I guess. Right. Yeah, I just wanted to say though, in some way it makes me feel less special, because I thought I was special creating this vlog from scratch, and having the idea to film myself and be so open about all the things that I'm going to talk about. But I mean, the world is at 8, what's it? 8 trillion people? 8 8 billion? Yeah, no, sorry. Not trillion. 8 billion. Right? Billion? No, it's got to be billion. Yeah. 8 billion people, and there's bound to be someone with the same idea as me and doing the same thing as me. So, not hating. It's just um I shouldn't look at it I shouldn't look at this vlog series like something that makes me incredibly unique. I guess no, you know what? It still makes me unique because not a lot of people are doing this. I don't know what to make of that. We'll just say we'll just say nothing about that, I guess. Hmm. Another thing is, I this vlog, this episode specifically is just not going well. I feel like I can't think of the right words, and the thoughts that I have don't make sense. Like I can't communicate my thoughts either well, and I'm just going on random tangents. But oh man, and I keep on saying but and so like still got to work on it. I was going to mention something else. And okay, so the other thing too, the other before I mention what I was going to mention, how do I segue into another topic? Me, I don't want to give the impression that this is a vlog. I want it to be a monologue, basically, where I'm able to properly organize my points and the points are able to flow accordingly between each other. So when I break off from the first point and then I try to mention the second point, it honestly it bothers me. So I have to find a way. I'm trying to find a way to fix it, to make it more fluent, but I can't think of a way, because I just end the point. I end the first point. So I was talking about vlogs, and then now I want to start talking about burnout. Yeah. Okay, no, this can segue well. So with the vlogs, I also mentioned earlier in a previous episode about attention seekers, and I was having difficulty trying to distinguish the difference between me and a show off. What I'm doing with my work here, what I'm doing with the vlog right now, and somebody who posts something on Instagram just to get views and follows and whatnot, and on TikTok, whatever. I think it's okay to be an attention seeker. I wouldn't want to be one. And honestly, part of me is just hating on someone who has to gain a following, who has to have views, to have some external metric just to have themselves validated. I said earlier on that I have this vlog to validate myself, but again, like I'm not prioritizing views, so it's not even, maybe validation isn't even the right word for me. It's more just comfort knowing that it's public, and if people see it, then people see it. So my problem with show-offs is that they're trying to show off, I guess. Right here, I'm not showing off. I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for, man, I could be looking for views. I always come back to this because it's really hard to find what you're unconsciously looking for. For example, a lot of things that we're driven to do are unconscious behaviors. Like, think eating, or not even eating, more general, surviving. And to survive, we need to eat. But we're not consciously thinking of eating when eating to survive. We're not thinking of surviving when we're hungry. We're thinking just, I'm hungry, I have to eat food. That's it. We're not saying, I have to reach exactly 3,200 calories today so that I can function for the rest of today without losing weight, and I'm able to perform all these activities with that energy. It's a subconscious thing. And then when you try to boil it down, at some point you'll get to the point where it's like, ah, yes, I'm doing this because I want to survive. That's why. So it's the same case with the vlogs, I guess, that I'm doing. The real I feel like there is a real reason I'm doing it, and either I'm not true to myself in answering it, or I do know, yeah, I'm not, I do know, and I don't want to believe that's the case. So maybe I'm trying to show off, or the other case where it's something else and I just still don't know. Or it's just who I am. It could just be who I am. I'm just bound to do this. Predestination is pretty funky too. I should talk about that in another podcast. But okay, the point that I was trying to make, I'm not a show off because I'm not publishing this. I'm not trying to get all my friends to see this. I'm not trying to get this hyped up and to get as many views as possible. It would be nice to get views, but again, I what happens happens. I'm fine with whatever. Right. Yeah, I'm already at 14 minutes, so I could have talked about